Hey, I'm Joshua McMillan, and this last week we covered electronic components. Due to a rush in time, this video's quality has been slashed, so I apologize. And there will also be no appearance of Auntie Josh today.
You cannot get rid of me that easily, inferior Josh.
Maybe next time. The first thing we covered were electronic components. Resistors which limit current, capacitors which store current, diodes which stop current from going in certain directions, inductors which resist change in current, electromagnets which are magnets powered by electricity, as well as speakers. We also covered Ohm's law, which is useful to find the resistance, the current, and the voltage of a system. It is very helpful when determining the characteristics of a particular place in a circuit. This is basically the foundations of all electrical engineering. The first project was to build an electromagnet. And next, we put an LED and a resistor in series with a battery, which made a purple light there. But next, we also made a switch for the light, which is shown in this next video. Look at it. There it goes. That wasn't the greatest design, but it worked. But after this, we did start playing around with the speakers, shown in this next. So this is showing us not only just powering up the speaker for once, it's us doing it several times over with bumps and vibrations, connecting and disconnecting the speaker to make those vibrations. Unfortunately, we can't really get it to make any actual sounds that aren't just pops. But it was still pretty cool to mess around with. Now, the next day, we did a couple more advanced things. So we put together a Victorian synth, which is shown here in this next video, which is really cool. So basically how this works is that it's a feedback loop. Whenever the speaker goes down for the first time after making the initial contact, it breaks the contact as it does that with the penny there. And that makes it go back up, which then creates contact with the penny, which then breaks contact. And that happens over and over and over again. And depending on how you hold the penny or the conductor, determines the frequencies and how the speaker will play. Let's watch it again. Oh, hold on. This was pretty gosh dang cool. What's next? Next, we got our hands on an electric guitar sensor and an amplifier. The sensor picks up the movements of vibrations in metals. So one thing that we did was we got a metal pan, and if we whacked it, we could hear the vibrations going throughout the metal pan. And what the amplifier does is that it takes the signals from the electric guitar sensor and it just amplifies it. Here in this example, we took all that and a slinky, and the results were cool. Not as cool as we were expecting, but they were cool. It kind of sounds like one of those laser guns from Star Wars. But we also saw people around us doing some pretty good things as well that were just really cool. So, in conclusion, this week was a lot of fun. We learned some basics about electronics, how to use them, putting circuits together, series and parallel, different components, and just being able to mess around with things and understand what everything does. Um, to me, it really showed me what was possible. I once attempted to make music with electronics, but I was pretty overwhelmed pretty fast and I gave up, which is why I'm here now. But what we did this week, showed me that it can be actually pretty easy and that you don't need a lot of skills to get started. All right. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.